The 2022 NBA Draft is among us, and we have a huge amount of talent this year. All of the prospects will be wanting to be taken in that top 3, but there are a few players who stand above the rest. At the 3rd overall pick, I'm guessing Paolo Banchero goes to the Houston Rockets. I'm sure that every prospect thinks that they are the best player in this draft, but the confidence coming from Paolo Banchero before the draft is either really promising or really worrying. Banchero is Italian-American growing up in Seattle, Washington. As a youngster, Banchero grew rapidly and reached 6'5" in 7th grade. His high school career finished with Banchero being Washington Gatorade Player of the Year and was named to the McDonald's All-American Game. A 5-star recruit and the 4th overall player in the 2021 class, Banchero surprised the analysts when he chose Duke over hometown Washington. As a freshman, Banchero averaged 17.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game. His performances were still impressive in the NCAA tournament. Despite Duke losing to North Carolina in the semifinals, Banchero put up 20 points and 10 assists. After declaring for the draft, it seems inevitable that he will at least be a top 5 pick. Banchero is now 6'10", who looks polished enough to make the step to the NBA. He's a good scorer from the power forward position, which is a need for the Rockets after they traded away starter Christian Wood. As well as his scoring, Banchero is able to create shots for himself and others, which can make him and Jalen Green a very successful young duo. With the Wood trade, the Rockets will be in the market for a player exactly like Paolo Banchero, who can create and score to form a good young core to build around. With the 2nd overall pick, I see OKC picking Chet Holmgren. There are a lot of reasons why Chet Holmgren has gotten attention from pretty much every NBA team. He began getting into basketball thanks to his father, who was a former college player. By the time he reached grade 6, Holmgren was already 6'2" and certainly was not slowing down. It was at this time that he began attending Minnehaha Academy, alongside future Gonzaga teammate Jalen Suggs. When the two began in high school, the team won 3 straight AA state titles and became MVP of the Under Armour Association tournament. It was this performance that began to earn him national recognition. This recognition only increased when he dominated Sierra Canyon in early 2020, a team featuring Bronny James, Brandon Boston Jr., and Zaire Williams. After a senior season where he was named Gatorade National Player of the Year, Holmgren followed his former teammate Suggs to Gonzaga. While his team with Gonzaga finished with a disappointing Sweet 16 loss to Arkansas, it did not hurt his stock that much. That is because Holmgren has the intangibles of an NBA Defensive Player of the Year and superstar. He is currently 7 feet tall with a 7'6" wingspan, who could very easily become one of the best blockers in the NBA thanks to his height and mobility. This does not mean that he is a liability on offense. One of the reasons why Holmgren has been compared to Kristaps Porzingis is because his 3-point shooting is excellent, as well as being able to catch lobs like some of the league's best centers. There is some concern that he could struggle like Porzingis has done, but Holmgren is too good of a prospect to pass on. His interior game is certainly as good as his exterior game, and he looks likely to be a huge part of the Thunder rebuild if he is not selected 1st overall to partner up with old teammate Jalen Suggs. And finally, with the 1st overall pick, I'd say the Orlando Magic go with Jabari Smith. The Orlando Magic have kept their plans with the 1st overall pick pretty quiet with workouts for a few different players. They are likely to not look further than Jabari Smith for their pick. Jabari Smith grew up in Georgia, attending Sandy Creek High School, the same school that Hall of Fame NFL wide receiver Calvin Johnson went to. As soon as he reached varsity age, Smith began producing incredible stats, averaging 24.5 points, 10.8 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks per game in his junior season. Awards started flooding in when Smith was in his senior season, becoming Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year, as well as being selected to the roster for the McDonald's All-American Game. He became a 5-star recruit and the 6th overall player in the 2021 class, eventually committing to Auburn. He became the highest-ranked player to commit to Auburn, taking a big risk in the process. His individual performances would say this paid off. In his single season with Auburn, Smith averaged 17 points, 7.4 assists, and a block per game, but his abilities go far beyond the stats. Smith might be the best 3-point shooter in this draft, averaging 42% with Auburn. This incredible shooting is despite Smith being 6'10". He is a menace on offense, as defenders don't know whether to get close or allow him to drive inside or give him space and let Smith nail three-pointers. On defense, he brings intensity and versatility to every play. Smith is agile and so can guard multiple positions. He's looked at as the safer option than Chet Holmgren, and for good reason. His maturity is impressive despite Smith being a year younger than Holmgren. He is more agile and works harder than the two players already mentioned on this list. It is no surprise that he is seen as the safest pick at first overall, despite all of the upside that Holmgren offers. It would not be surprising to see Holmgren taken first overall, but Jabari Smith is the better option for the Magic if they're looking for someone to build around alongside Cole Anthony and Holmgren's former high school teammate, Jalen Suggs. Comment down below on what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you next time.